Before you were fully awake, someone else was already deciding how your day would feel. The phone was there. Perhaps it was already in your hand. The screen lit up with what it had decided you should see first. A notification carrying someone's urgency. A headline carrying the morning's anxiety. The algorithm delivering the engagement optimized to capture you before you had fully arrived in the day. Your eyes adjusted. Your mind, not yet fully engaged, received what was placed in front of it. By the time you made a single, genuine choice about how to spend the morning, what to think about, what to feel, where to direct your attention, the initial conditions of the day had already been set. Not by you, by the environment that got to you first. You may not have noticed this happening. It is not a dramatic theft. It is quiet. It happens in the minutes between sleep and wakefulness, in the soft vulnerability of a mind that has not yet assembled itself for the day. And it produces something that feels by mid-morning like a vague sense of being behind, of already being reactive, already tracking others' agendas, already spending your attention on what arrived rather than what you intended. And the day continues from there. This episode is about why those first minutes matter more than almost any other minutes of the day. Not as a productivity argument, but as a psychological and philosophical reality. About what is actually happening in the morning, cognitively and neurologically. About what the Stoics understood about the specific vulnerability of a day that begins without intention. And about what the minimum viable morning actually looks like. Not an elaborate ritual, but the specific act of choosing how you approach the day before the day decides for you. Roy Baumeister is a social psychologist whose work on self-control and willpower is among the most widely cited in the field. His research, conducted over decades and across dozens of studies, established something that many people sense intuitively, but have not had the vocabulary to name precisely. Willpower is a finite resource. It depletes with use. This is not a metaphor. The research suggests that the capacity for self-control, the ability to override impulse, make deliberate decisions, regulate emotion, maintain focus on long-term goals, draws from a limited pool. As the day progresses and demands accumulate, this pool depletes. Decisions made in the late afternoon are measurably lower in quality than decisions made in the morning. Impulse control is worse by evening. The capacity to resist distraction, to choose what matters over what is immediately stimulating, diminishes across the waking hours. This has implications for the morning that are direct and significant. The morning, after sleep has restored the cognitive and emotional resources that the previous day depleted, is the period of highest available willpower, clearest decision quality, and greatest capacity for the kind of deliberate, values-driven thinking that defines a man's best work and best choices. This is the premium resource of the day. And most men spend it in reactive mode. Not by choice, exactly. By default. Because the phone is reachable, and the habit is established, and the algorithm is designed to be the first thing attended to. And nothing in the environment is actively defending the morning from the claims being made on it. The cost is real. The most cognitively capable hours of the day, the hours when the man is most able to think clearly, decide well, and engage with what genuinely matters, are being spent processing what other people have decided is urgent. understanding this changes how the morning looks.
Let me describe the reactive morning in enough detail that the pattern is recognizable. The alarm sounds. Before any conscious decision is made, the hand moves. The phone is unlocked. The first input arrives. Whatever was most recent, whatever the notification system determined was worth flagging. And the mind, still soft from sleep, receives it. What follows is a sequence of inputs, each producing a small response. Interest, concern, amusement, slight anxiety, fleeting pleasure. That accumulates into an emotional tone the man has not chosen.
He may check messages and find something that requires a response. The response is sent, and with it, a portion of the morning's cognitive resources. He may check the news and find something that generates concern or anger. He may open social media and find, as the algorithm intends, something compelling enough to hold attention for longer than intended. 20 minutes have passed, perhaps 30. The man is now in the day. Not the day he would have built, but the day that was constructed for him in the interval between waking and choosing. He arrives at his actual work, or his actual intentions for the morning, already depleted, already in someone else's emotional register. Already behind, in the specific sense of having spent cognitive resources on inputs he did not choose, in an order he did not determine, toward ends that were not his. And the day continues from this starting point. The specific frustration of the reactive morning is that it is very difficult to recover from. Baumeister's research suggests that willpower depletion is not easily reversed midday without rest. The man who spends his morning's cognitive resources on reactive input arrives at his most important work with diminished capacity. And the most important work, by definition, requires the most. This is not a minor inefficiency. It is an inversion of the natural priority order, executed daily with compounding effects. Baumeister's ego depletion findings have been supplemented by a related body of research on decision fatigue, the degradation of decision quality that results from the accumulation of decisions over time. The phenomenon is well documented. Judges give more lenient parole decisions in the morning than in the afternoon. Doctors make different medical choices at the end of a clinic than at the beginning. Managers approve more proposals in the first meeting of the day than in the last. The mechanism is not yet fully understood. The original glucose depletion hypothesis has been refined, but the practical reality is consistent. Decision quality degrades as the day progresses, and the most consequential decisions a person makes are better made early. For the man who spends the first hour of his day receiving others' inputs and managing others' urgencies, the implication is specific. The cognitive conditions that would support his best thinking, his clearest reasoning about what matters, his most deliberate choices about how to spend his time and energy, exist in the morning and diminish thereafter. These conditions are finite. They are the one genuinely non-renewable resource of the day. Sleep restores them. Nothing else does to the same degree. And they are being spent systematically and by default on the lowest priority inputs available. This is what the reactive morning costs.
Not the 20 minutes of phone time. The 20 minutes of phone time multiplied by the cognitive cost. The depleted attention, the established emotional tone, the reactive orientation that those 20 minutes produce in everything that follows.
The psychological concept of pre-commitment describes the practice of making decisions in advance from a state of high clarity that will govern behavior in future states of lower clarity or higher temptation. The research on pre-commitment is consistently positive. Decisions made in advance with deliberate intention reliably outperform decisions made in the moment when competing pressures, fatigue, social influence, immediate desires are present.
This is why the morning matters, not just as a productive period, but as the optimal time for a specific kind of decision. Not the tactical decisions of the day, but the orienting decisions. Not what do I need to do today, but who am I today, and how do I intend to approach what comes? The distinction is significant. Tactical planning can be done on a calendar. Orienting decisions about values, about character, about the posture with which a man intends to meet the day require a different quality of attention, a quality that the morning, at its best, provides.
The man who begins his day by making this kind of decision before the reactive inputs arrive, before the environment has set his emotional tone, before the first demand has been placed on his cognitive resources, is not organizing his schedule. He is choosing his character for the day. And the character chosen in the clarity of a claimed morning persists in ways that are practically significant through the hours that follow. Marcus Aurelius was an emperor at war. For much of his reign, he governed Rome from military camps, the kind of environment that modern productivity culture would describe as maximum distraction, constant demands, perpetual urgency, the weight of decisions that affected millions of lives pressing in from every side. He did not let the day begin before he had claimed it. The meditations contain the record of his morning practice, not as a formal documentation of a routine, but as the content of the practice itself. He began each day by preparing his mind for what was coming, not planning the day, choosing his relationship to the day. He wrote, "Begin the morning by saying to thyself, I shall meet with the busybody, the ungrateful, arrogant, deceitful, envious, unsocial." This sounds, on first reading, like an unusually grim morning affirmation. It is, in fact, one of the most practically sophisticated pieces of psychological preparation in the philosophical tradition. Marcus was not expecting the worst. He was preventing the worst from catching him off guard.
By anticipating difficulty, by specifically imagining that the people and situations of the day might be frustrating, demanding, or disappointing, he was removing the element of surprise from experiences that would otherwise arrive as violations of his expectations. He was preparing his character for what his character would need to meet. The alternative, beginning the day with unreflective optimism, allowing the demands to arrive as surprises, produces reactivity. The first frustration of the day, unanticipated, triggers an emotional response that the character was not prepared for. And the character, in that state, responds from its worst rather than its best. Marcus spent his mornings making sure that when the demands arrived, as they always did, at scale in the life of an emperor, the version of himself that met them was the version he had chosen, not the version the situation called out by default. Let me be precise about what Marcus's morning practice was accomplishing, because it is more than psychological preparation in the tactical sense. It was a daily act of identity formation.
Each morning, before the day had made its demands, he returned to the question of who he was trying to be. Not what he needed to do, who he was choosing to be. The philosophy, the values, the specific qualities of character he had decided were worth building, these were renewed each morning before anything else arrived to compete with them.
The Stoics understood that character is not stable by default. It is stable by practice. The qualities a man wants to express, patience, wisdom, honesty, equanimity, are not simply present because he has decided to have them. They are present because they are renewed in the specific moments that require them by a preparation that happened before. The morning practice is that preparation. The man who begins his day in reactive mode, who receives the world's inputs before he has renewed his own values, arrives at the first difficulty of the day with whatever default the environment has installed. The man who begins his day with deliberate preparation arrives at the first difficulty with a chosen stance. The difference in the quality of the decisions made, the quality of the relationships maintained, the quality of the work produced, and the quality of the man's own experience of the day is not trivial. It is, in fact, the entire difference between a day that unfolds from intention and a day that unfolds from reaction. This episode is not prescribing an elaborate morning routine. 5 a.m. wake-ups, cold showers, hour-long meditation sessions. These may have their place, but they are not what is being described here. What is being described is something much smaller and much more fundamental. The minimum viable morning is 3 minutes. Before the phone, before the news, before any input from any external source. 3 minutes of one specific kind of attention. Not planning, not journaling necessarily, not a formalized practice. 3 minutes of answering 2 questions. Who do I intend to be today? Not what do I need to accomplish, not what is on the calendar. Who, specifically, do I want to be? Patient, focused, present in the conversations that matter. Honest when honesty costs something. Whatever the specific qualities are that, in the evening, looking back, will tell the man he showed up as himself. What is the one thing that matters most today? Not the list, the one. The single most important investment of his specific attention and capacity. The thing that, if done well today, will matter a week from now. The first question is about character. The second is about priority. Together, they establish the orienting conditions, the internal stance and the directed attention that give the day a shape before the environment shapes it instead. 3 minutes before the phone, every morning. Baumeister's research says the resources available in those 3 minutes are the highest quality cognitive resources of the day. Marcus Aurelius used similar resources to govern an empire. The investment is minimal. The return, across a day that begins from intention rather than reaction, is the specific difference between a day that was yours and a day that belonged to everyone else. Come back to the specific image the episode opened with. The phone in the hand. The screen already deciding what is seen.
the algorithm already setting the emotional tone. The day beginning in someone else's frame before a single choice has been made. That image is not inevitable. It is a default, a habit, a pattern so established that it has ceased to feel like a choice. But it is one. The most consequential choice of the day, made by not choosing, to hand the first hour and its irreplaceable cognitive conditions to whatever the environment happens to deliver. Baumeister established that those first hour conditions are the scarcest and most valuable resource of the waking day. They are when the man's capacity for the kind of clear, deliberate, values-driven thinking that defines his best self is at its peak. Marcus Aurelius, governing an empire, made a different choice every morning. He took those conditions and used them for the one thing they were uniquely suited to produce: the deliberate preparation of the man he intended to be during the hours ahead. Not a grand ritual, a quiet, specific act of ownership of the day's first minutes, of the orientation they establish, of the character that they, chosen deliberately, make available for everything that follows. The first hour of the day is not just a morning. It is the difference between a day you shape and a day that shapes you. Claim it.
Here's the one thing worth carrying. The man who owns his first hour owns the orientation of his entire day. 3 minutes before the phone. 2 questions. Who do I intend to be today? What is the one thing that matters most? That's it. That is the practice. Tomorrow morning, before anything else, try it. I'll see you in the next one.